our guest will be Fleeetwood, the author of his newest book here, Blood Test, also the author of his first book, Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me. 2 riveting novels, both available at Marcus Books. And please welcome Fleeetwood.
First of all, I just want to say thank you very much. I know time is very precious in this day and time. I just really appreciate each and every one of you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and spend a little time with me and experience what black literature is about. This is not a bookstore. This is a livelihood. This is an experience. The essence of it, the books, the charisma of it, the hospitality that you will receive while you're in here. This is what black families in our history was based upon. This is the trunk of a lot of branches that you see throughout the world. It all started with a very powerful family that started this store. So I'm very proud and honored to be even standing here. And just a little bit about myself. I'm a West Coast country boy. My mother's from North Carolina. My father was from out here. And I was like a divorce tour back and forth my whole life. And I used to look out a lot of windows, a lot of airplane windows, and I used to walk through a lot of airports with the stewardess holding my hand. And that's why I think I got a lot of the fairy tales as a young man, you know, by myself. My mother was a hard-working Christian black country woman, so I spent a lot of my time by myself, but she always had bookshelves of books. And that's what used to take me away like Calgon. I wanted people to remember who I was. So I had owned a record label. So I said, why not own a publishing company? Find out who was successful that didn't cut. That's what I did. I started studying publishing companies and what it would take to be a publisher. Then I had to learn how to write because I was in a perspective of just writing. And so it's a thing called the SBA, Small Business Association. They have free seminars on all different types of business aspects, and they post them on Craigslist and on the internet. So I was going through this, one said how to produce a book. But then I still really didn't know how to write, so I met this guy named Kevin Weston from Youth Outlook. He's the editor of Youth Magazine. And Kevin really taught me how to write, and that's what I came to share with y'all today. Opinions is like a booger. We all got a few, so I'm just sharing mine with you. I'm not saying the way I write is the best way. I just can tell you what my formula is. Later on, you might get a chance to thumb through the paperwork I gave you, but in the paperwork I gave you my formula. Okay. The 3 Ds is how I write: description, detail, and dialogue. The room had a warm feeling. The walls were purple. The essence of my African soldiers and soldierettes could be felt in the room. The chairs were lined up, multicolored. It was women with afros, women with curls, brothers with sweaters, brothers with hats, brothers with toboggans. He stood there talking about his book and who he was. What's up? My name is Fleeetwood, said Fleeetwood. Then just pretend to my So how you doing, Mr. Fleeetwood? The guy said, I'm doing all right. I just came to do my business seminar. Oh, okay. The guy responded. So right there, I kind of try to explain to you what the 3 Ds were. Description. I described the room, and I put the detail in it. Then I put the dialogue, which is the people talking. So them the 3 Ds right there. And if you peep out when you start reading different authors, even the newspaper, even whatever you read, you're going to see them 3 Ds. And once I learned that, that's when I became, the formula was over. It wasn't nothing to put out a book. And the other main thing was the timeline. The easiest book you can ever write, in my opinion, is the book about your life. The autobiographical book of your life. All you do is go back far back as you can remember, from 5 to 7, that's chapter 1. You put bullet points. We moved to North Carolina. My mama got a job at the post office. I scraped my knee, got a scar on my knee on the swings. Last for life. I started at Bridgebrain Middle School. I met Little Lisa, my first girlfriend. So you take them 5 bullet points, and that's where you start writing your 3 Ds from. That's where you just start writing. You know, you describe. You know, you describe. You know, each of your life. So you do that all the way down up until, you know, from 5 to 7, all the way to current day and time. So that's my formula right there. The timeline, and then the 3 Ds. So, and then the next thing I want to share with y'all is, I don't have no money. I don't sell drugs no more. I quit selling drugs in '93. I'm not going to go back in one case. But if you're a hustler, it's ways to get anything you want done. It's somebody going to college for everything you need done. Somebody has to be a part of a project to graduate. Somebody did this right here for me. Because somebody's going to school for graphics. And they need to be a part of they need to take a project to their instructor and say, I did this right here, and this is what this man's doing. I did this, sir. I need to turn this in. So what I'm saying is people go to school for journalism. If people go to school for graphic design. If people go to school for marketing. If people go to school for promotion. Everything that you need done to get your project done is people going to school for. Just find somebody 75% into their schooling, so they you know, pretty much already know what they're doing. And then you have to establish your company, because if you establish your company, you can give them credit for what they're doing. My book, Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me, was in the Source magazine. I was on the cover of the date book right here. I went on a chitlin tour from Howard University all the way to Grambling. I was in all kinds of radio and TV stations. So now, anybody who's a part of this book, forever can put that in their portfolio. So you doing them a favor, and you doing yourself a favor is what I'm saying. So don't let that intimidate you that you don't know how to do everything. I don't know. I still write overrun sentences. I'm not good at, I couldn't put the commas there and the action. But that's not, don't worry about that. If you know how to come up with a story, that's the gift God gave you. Let somebody else do what God gave them the gift to do. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I'm trying not to talk too fast. I talk fast.
We got you.
Okay, but the next thing I want to speak upon is ebooks. That's the new crave. That's the reason Marcus Bookstore is going to last forever, because you go in Borders, it smell like the hospital or the courtroom. The walls bland. There's no experience in Borders. It's funny music playing. You know what I mean? There's no experience. So don't nobody, I mean, they don't really want to, when you come here, you feel like you're going to your auntie or your cousin and get a book. You feel me? But Borders is closing because ebooks is taking over. So an ebook is an electronic book. You might see a lot of people walking around and they have a little pad, they looking down, walking down the street, they reading a book. It's a little thin thing called iPad. You can download it to your computers, your iPad. And ebooks are very inexpensive to put out. You don't need you don't print up nothing. All you do is get your manuscript ready, find you somebody that write for a black newspaper or somebody going to school for journalism, have them edit your manuscript. I let about my partner back there, Big Hard. What's up, Hard?
What's up, brother?
He's one of my editors. I let about 4 or 5 people read my manuscript even before I think about taking it. I let people who love to read it and say, man, let me know if this keeps you on the edge of your chair. Don't worry about the spelling. Just let me know if it flows. Let me know when it drop off. So that's one suggestion I give to you. When you get your manuscript, give it to people who love to read, but you know ain't gonna steal your story. Okay, so once you get your manuscript ready, then all you need is a cover. You don't even need a back. This is the front. This is a back. I'm gonna get into that in 1 minute. But all you need is a front for an ebook, a front cover, and your manuscript. And you go to, there's quite a few different ebook websites. One of them is smashword.com. That's the one I use. And all you do is download your manuscript, download your cover, set up your PayPal account, and your book is all in cyberspace. Then all you gotta do is, promote and market it. Go on every free radio station, start your TV show on public access, get you a t-shirt, put your cover of your book on your t-shirt, every social network you got. If you go to my Facebook tag or whatever, this is my profile picture. Why should I have this? when I'm trying to sell books. Make your cover your social networks and put it up. As soon as you get the title of your book, get this made first and start promoting a year before it even come out. Start developing your fans. But that's why I pass this around. Always have a way to contact the people who's interested in you. You know what I'm saying? And cyberspace, you don't need a bunch of flyers. You can make a flyer and just hit a button and go to thousands of people. So if you're on Facebook or if you're on Tag or Mocha-Space or MySpace, whatever you're on, and you're writing a book, that should be your profile picture. Coming soon up under it or whatever. So they get used to seeing it and then they start asking questions. A lot of them be like, who was that girl? I said, oh, that's a model, you know, this is my book cover, though, sister. You know, so you want them to ask questions. Once they start asking questions, then you know you're working. Then you know what I mean? So, back to ebooks. All you do is download your manuscript, then you download your cover. It's gonna pop up when they go to the site, smashword.com, they type in your name, Miss Ann, then your book gonna come up, The Adventures of Miss Ann. The cover, then it's gonna be like a paragraph, a sample of it. They read it, if they like it, they're gonna say, doo -doo. Swipe their credit card, the money goes straight to your bank account. Doop! It's gonna pop up on your phone. Something has been deposited into your bank account. So all you gotta do is walk around and promote your, and that's for the rest, and if you own your own, if you self-publish, then that's for the rest of your life. That's yours. Just like this right here is mine. If Hollywood called me right now, I said, man, I'm gonna be there in 3.2 seconds. Let's negotiate. They offered me $8,500 for Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me. I wouldn't take it, because that would have been the end of my book. When you get a publishing deal, they offer you an upfront check, right? Because 9 times out of 10, that's the last time you don't ever see any money. If they offer you some money, you got to probably be a celebrity or have some kind of hot gossip topic or something for them to even offer you some money. And then, if it don't sell in 3 months, they're going to take it off the shelf. They ain't finna keep pushing that book. Then, you can't even take the title and put it on a t-shirt and sell it. If Hollywood call and want to turn the book into a movie, they're going to talk to them. They don't talk to the author. And most of the time, one second. Most of the time, they change the title or the cover. Yes, sir.
You know, I was just going to say, often Hollywood buys your title and uses it for one of their movies. It's got nothing to do with the content of your book. It's just the title that they buy and trademark or copyright.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
It messed the story up completely.
Most definitely. I mean, it's their story. Once you turn in your manuscript, it's theirs. And ain't you got to remember this. They got more money than you. You sending in your manuscript, your idea. They can do what they want to with it. A black woman wrote The Matrix. It took almost 15 years to get paid for that. She wrote The Matrix and was starving, fighting them people. But she finally got paid for it. Yes, sir.
You know J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter novels?
Yes, sir.
She was living out of her car when it was first published.
See, I mean, that's the difference.
That was super successful.
And see, that's the difference of owning your own self-published and being published. And right quick, because I want to get to y'all questions, there's one more thing I want to talk to y'all about. It's called front matter and back matter. Front matter is the stuff that comes before your story. See this? If you look in the book, it's always going to be a few pages, you know, that come before your story. It's no set standard how your front matter can be. You can look at any book and see all of them are different. You establish that on your own, but you got to have a legal page in there with your copyright and your ISBN number. Right here. You got to have with your copyright and the ISBN number. And then in the back, you have what's called the back matter, what comes after your story. It can be an epilogue, it could be a note from the author, it could be I always put what's coming next. Because I'm an advertiser. I'm going to, feel me, I'm pushing. Coming next, Daddy Was a Mobster. That's my next book coming out. I already turned that one in. Then, you know what I'm saying, I got to have a light-skinned picture of me in there somewhere. The light-skinned side of me in there, you feel me? Yeah. So, that's what back matter is. And right quick, I forgot one thing. ISBN and barcode. That's this right here. When you got a company, them lines is a barcode. The numbers identify your company and the entity of your company, what type of company it is. When you a publishing company, you go, I think it costs $250. They give you 10 ISBN numbers. Right now, if somebody want to publish a book, they can come to me and I can publish it through my company. But somebody asked me that, one of my partners called me from the penitentiary. I said, man, I can't give you no money up front though. I'm gonna help you, and I ain't gonna print it up for you. I put it as an e-book, but I don't have no money to invest into your book. I'm investing in my book. I'm gonna give you my ISBN number, let you use that and get it out. And I told them, you know, to marinate on it, think about it. So you gotta have an ISBN number and a barcode, or you can't get in no store. This identifies who you are as a company, right here. So, them are the three factors: the ISBN number, the barcode, the front matter, and the back matter. So, I hope it was informative. I hope I didn't talk too fast. I talk fast a lot. I will go back over some more things. I hope the handouts I gave you is informative. Man, I'm here to ask as many questions as you got. All the questions you got, I'm here to ask. And please, like I said, enjoy the experience, the essence of a black-owned historical literature environment. You know, our ancestors' hands were cut off if they was caught holding a book. That's what I'm teaching there to the youth, to our future. You understand me? We should take every opportunity we can to study. This should be off in most households, in my opinion. My opinion is like a booger though. This should be off. And more of this right here, sitting with a child, should be on. That's just my opinion.
That's why I'm executive right.
This book right here, where hip hop tried to kill me, sir. I wrote Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me. I wrote Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me in like 10 months. I wrote Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me in 10 months. But because I didn't know what I was doing, it took a year and a half to get it to print. This book right here, I wrote that in about 2.5 months. Daddy Was a Monster, I wrote that in 30 days. But right now, I got people reading it, going through it, getting the kinks out. So I'm gonna have to go back and tighten a little bit up, but I got a couple opinions today that was like, Fleet, it went down right here, then it went up, it went down. I said, that's what I need. Put that on the side, let me know. But I just got finished with my graphic, man. The cover already done. Yes, sir. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Describe manuscript. What's the definition of manuscript?
A manuscript is your thoughts on a piece of paper prepared to go to print. A completed manuscript is your thoughts on a piece of paper. Say this would be a manuscript that you would hand to a publisher. It would have a front matter, like I told you, like this. See, let me show you something in this book right here. See, this book right here got front and back matter. Every book does. See that? Before you get to the meat of the book, it has to have a front matter. Then it has to have the back matter. You can't mess these books up. These books are messy. It has to have the back matter. So when you turn in your manuscript, that's what you will turn in. A completed, ready for print version of what you're putting out. This would be the first thing, the page that they're going to see when they turn your cover. That's not a manuscript, that's just an informative information.
And obviously, it's always, is it mandatory that you let the people know who you are? Like when you stood up, you say, "Hey, look, I'm from North Carolina. Blah, blah, my mother, blah, blah." Is it always nice to let people know that, or so they get a feel for who you are?
Well, the thing is, the game is about marketing. You understand me? You're not selling a book, you're selling yourself. People are attracted to your struggle, your achievements, your ups, your downs, your striving, your spirituality, you know, your gangsterism, whatever. They're attracted to you, what makes you right. You understand what I'm saying, sir? So that's why it's good to you sell yourself. You know what I mean? In this day and time, the best thing to do is turn on your camera and interview yourself. I do that a lot and put it on YouTube. so they can feel who you are. They want to know who the author is. Who is writing them words? Why should I, like a couple of gentlemen came in and said, I heard you on the radio today. That's what made you come in, not a poster. It was my passion and my spirituality that you heard coming through the speaker, because every time I talk, I pray first. I never talk without praying. Never. And it's never failed me.
Okay, so when I first heard you, it was a Friday afternoon. You didn't have much time.
Yes, sir.
But it was a Friday afternoon between 3 and 4 or 4 and 5. Was that the first time you did KPOO?
No, sir. In the last week, I did about 15 interviews. And I say about 10 of them were on K-Pool, because I need to get to the people. I ain't got no money to be paying KMBL. That's a clear channel station. It's ran by certain people who pollute the youth mind. They don't even want me on KMBL. They played me this morning. Chewy said something, but they don't want me talking on KMBL. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm going to pour water on the seeds. So I have to go where people appreciate the gift that God gave me. That's what I'm saying. Deal with black-owned business cultural, I don't know how, people who own their own outlets to the people. You know what I'm saying? That's where you go and get your free marketing, get free outlets. These little small newspapers y'all be seeing that's free, the little radio stations that you gotta turn, and oh, there you go. That's who gonna let you talk. But you gotta understand, they got their own following for years. People listen to them and don't even go to KMN. People read them newspapers, don't want to even read the Chronicle. People come to market and walk past borders and look the other way. They ain't finna go up in no borders. They've been coming here for years and gonna continue to support this place. Yes, ma'am. I'll be right back. I just want to get a question. Yes, ma'am.
I wanted you to explain the PayPal thing again, how you do that with putting your book online, having an ebook.
Okay, PayPal is a online bank, online where you can get an account online. Okay. All you gotta do is go to PayPal.com and you set up an account with them. Then that's your personal account for any time somebody swipe a credit card and they have your ISBN number, and automatically that money goes straight to your bank account. Okay. So if you got a bank account with
come straight to this right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
If you got Bank of America or Wells Fargo, and you have a PayPal account, when they swipe it online, it goes straight into your Wells Fargo, straight into your Bank of America. But it shows up. You can go back online and pull up your PayPal, and you'll see it. What's been sold. You know what I'm saying? Okay. PayPal is a way to keep record of what's being bought online. That's the best way I can see it. It keeps record of what's been bought and sold online. Who purchased your product?
Okay. And so when you do your taxes, do you put yourself down as author, and do you pay taxes on it?
Yes, ma'am. You put yourself down as you can either be a sole proprietor, or you can either be a corporation. It's a few different ways. I'm a sole proprietor because I'm the secretary, the accountant. If I got an accountant, I got a lawyer, that's it. Other than that, I do everything else. You don't have to pay taxes unless you make a certain amount of money. But you do have to fill out a tax form. I just left Uncle Sam telling what Uncle Pam told me to tell him. You know how it goes. You know what I mean? So, and that's very important. You don't want to be out here doing all this work.
And then have Uncle Sam come and get you.
Come and take everything. Yes, sir. How you doing, sir? Well, I like that hat. I like that hat. I like that hat. I want to write about it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So that's very important, is to keep your business aspect of your company together. Because you definitely don't want to, you feel me, go down the line and be done sold 300 books. But then at the end of the year, they like, okay, what did you do? Well, how much money did you get off the books? You got to keep record of everything. Me, myself, I got a company I order my books from, so I know how many I sold because I called them and find out how many I ordered. That's how I keep up with it pretty much.
Okay, so that's for the e-books. So how do you do, sorry, sir.
Oh, no.
How do you do your paper books?
Say it again,
How are you doing your paper books? You explained the PayPal account, and that's how, if I wanted to go online and download your book on my Kindle, let's say, I could do that. But if I'm here, how did you get this? They're paper books.
Okay, you have to find you a printer. I deal with Create Space. And also it's another lighting source. They're called print by demand companies. You can just go to a local printer. And you have to have your manuscript ready and your graphics. And like I said, you gotta have the front and the back. This is the back of a book. You have to have the front, the back, and the side, the spine to take to a printer, along with your manuscript. And the more books you print, the cheaper it's gonna be. Right now, I'm paying like $4 or something a book. You feel me? But if I order like 500, it's gonna be like $2 or something a book. If I order 1,000, it's gonna be $1 and something a book. So the more you order, the cheaper it's gonna become. And that's how that works. And they call print by demand companies.
Do they charge you by page? Like
Yeah,
if your novel is 1,000 pages.
Yes, ma'am.
Approximately how much do you charge?
Well, it goes on the page number, the type of paper, and the width and the size of the book.
Okay.
What I was told was to go in the store and find a book that I wanted my book to look like. So when I first did Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me, I went and I seen the average size of the books was like 5/8, about this size right here. So this is Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me. This is my first book, through the grace of God. This was a bestseller. This book put me on the map. So I seen that most books was this size. See what I'm saying? So I wanted mine to be like everybody else. So that's why I made it this size. But then I started looking at Donald Goins and Iceberg Slim, my forefathers are urban writers, and I noticed most of their books were smaller. And it don't intimidate people so much. It's like, man, that's kind of little. I might knock that out on 2 or 3 part rides. Hey, let me get that for $10. You know what I mean? So that's why I went with a smaller version. You know what I'm saying? And also I could just put it in my pocket. So I know they can put it in their pocket.
And that's true about them knocking it out, because I had my wife call him last night. She opened the book. She did the same thing that a female friend of mine did. They came to my house and they went, oh, what's this? And when they opened it, they got to the first page, and when I looked around, they were still in it. And last night when my wife did it, I was like, you know what? I didn't get a chance to tell him about my girl, but I'm gonna call him right now and put you on the phone, and you tell him what you just said. And she got on the phone and she told him, oh, I didn't know he was gonna do this, but what I told him was, yeah, I'm getting kind of sleepy, but I think I'm gonna have me some munchies to keep me up a little longer because I don't want to stop reading. You know, and this morning before she left, that's why she's not with me. She had to go to Greyhound and go back home to SAC. But this was done this morning.
Okay.
So,
and right, I'm gonna be right here. And that's, you know, that makes all the balling up the paper, the walking to get it done, the calls, the scratching this out stuff, that makes it all so rewarding when I get them kind of calls. When I see y'all in here asking me these questions. Because I can't be successful until you're successful. I can't keep what I got until I give it away. You know what I mean? So that's when you feel that, that's what's going to make you want to continue to write. Don't be intimidated. A lot of people are so intimidated by writing a book. But everybody wants to do it because it's so tedious. I made 12 albums. I can write a whole album. I'm gonna be right at you. I can write a whole album in a day. That's how gifted God is gifted. If I got the beats, I can. He's one of the coldest lyricists I know. But when it comes to writing a book, you have to write it, read it. Oh man, just go and read it, write it, read it, write it, read it. It's tedious work, so that's why a lot of people get discouraged. That's why it's important, like I said, to find someone who's going to school for journalism. Who's, you know what I'm saying, who's going to school for the type of things that's going to get on your nerves. You just stick to the creative process. Be creative. Don't worry about all the cover and all that else. Let somebody who's going to school for that do all that. That's what your team is for. Yes, sir. I'm going to be right at you.
Stanley Tookie Williams wrote some books in prison.
Yes, sir.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that he was nominated for the Nobel Prize.
He won. He was. He did. He
And
won.
he never should have taken his part. That was such a part. But there's also a white guy who wrote a book in prison. And the name of the book is Jailhouse Journal.
Yes, sir.
He had to get permission from the prison authorities before he could write it. He was a flight surgeon in Vietnam, and also, in my opinion, he was falsely in prison.
Before you continue, sir, I'm a member of Mount Zion Baptist Church, and I got a church revival to get to that I had to come and tell you, brother. Please, y'all, let's keep supporting this.
The name of the book was Jailhouse Journal.
All right. I'm going to give praise. All right. Pray for me.
God bless everybody. I just like all this. All right. Take care.
Next question. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Will you finish it?
No, I was just saying the title of his book was Jailhouse Journal. I think it's a very good book.
Okay. Can I ask you what was your favorite book that you ever read, sir?
Ulysses by James Joyce.
Okay. And why was it your favorite book?
I don't know, I just like to read it. It was very challenging.
Okay. And I really like what you just said about challenging. I want to share this with y'all. The autobiographical book I wrote, Hip Hop Tried to Kill Me, was easy. Why? Because it was the truth. All I had to do was go back, far back as I could remember, and write about my life. That was it. When I wrote this, it challenged my penmanship. Why? Because I had to make the story up. I had to be 20 people in my head at one time. I had to keep people on the edge of their seat to keep the page turning. Because I'm not putting out no garbage. I'm not no garbage, man. I'm not putting out no garbage. I ball it up and throw it away before I put it out. So, this challenged me as a writer. But one thing I want to share with y'all that I tell all the youth, Hollywood was shut down when the writers went on strike. Wasn't no Jay Leno, wasn't no Price is Right, wasn't no what's it called, Young and the Restless, none of that. Because the pen is mightier than the sword. You understand what I'm saying? That's how powerful we are as writers. They can't, a lot of people can act, but they don't know how to write the words. A lot of people can sing, but they don't know how to write the words. So understand who you are and what God has blessed you with. That gift. Don't be intimidated, please. I want to come back a year from there. Everybody in here got a book. I'd be mad. I'd be dancing. Yes, ma'am.
Question: what's the best way to write? Like, you know, because sometimes I don't like sitting at the computer all day long. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when I record it, I don't want to transfer what I recorded back to the computer. Like, what's a good way to just really get your thoughts out?
Well, they got a program now called Dragon that you can talk into the computer and it'll just type up. It'll type for you. It's called Dragon. It'll type it for you. All you have to do is talk. Me, myself, I like to write early in the morning. When I'm at peace, when my thoughts is fresh, when I ain't dealing with no drama or nothing. After I wake up, pray, turn on my gospel, read my Bible, do my push-ups, then I write. At first, and then one thing else I want to show you. I used to write my books. I don't do that no more. I lost 3 books in Portland, Oregon. I had to write this over. Remember I called you? I had to write this book over. I had to write Daddy Was a Monster because I had them in tablets. Please do not do that. I write my books now in my email. Every time I type like this. I type with 2 fingers. Because I used to do this when I was little, crack my knuckles, so I got that copper funnel thing, whatever.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
You could tell by the split.
Yes, sir. So that's just something I wanted to share with you. I type my type as much as I can, then I forward it to myself. No matter where I go, I can be in New York, North Carolina, I can be in Alaska, wherever. I can always go to the library and type it again. I won't have to carry my tablet around with me. I can't lose it. Even if the computer crashed, the email ain't gonna crash. You see what I'm saying? So that's just something I do. And then me myself, I listen to soft jazz music when I write. K-Pool. Sometime on the little 99 channel, I turn on something real soft, you know, watery or something, and I just write. Because a lot of times when I listen to, you know, words in the music, it kind of distract me. So I have to be like in a serene moment. If I like to listen to soft jazz and I turn it down real kind of low, I just type. And like I said, I go off my bullet points. Like I told y'all, I put my chapters. When I get ready to write my book, I put all the bullet points for each chapter that's gonna fulfill the story. I keep it at the top. Then I write all the characters at the top of the story. So because I can't forget who Tom is and Leslie and Mary Ann. I can't forget that because I be done skip. You know, I be writing over top of myself. So it's like a reference point. You understand what I'm saying?
What's a bullet?
A bullet point is a sentence that you can turn into 10 paragraphs. It's a sentence, it's like 5 words that describe 10 pages. We moved to field mode in 1941, right? So if you say I moved to field mode in 1941, that's a bullet point, right? Okay, so then you can say, in 1941 I moved to the Banneker homes. They was orange. Me and my little sister, we used to go back and forth to the store on the corner. That's when I met Bobo. He was real cool. But you can elaborate from that bullet point. The bullet point is just the trunk. From that trunk comes a lot of branches. And that's when them 3 Ds come in.
Now, what did you want to, in doing your autobiography, how do you get over this thing with actually mentioning people's authentic name? I see sometimes names have been changed to protect them all. Can you use the actual person's name, or is it best to change those names? See, like when you touched on Donald Goins.
Yes, sir.
And some of them characters he had, Tar Baby, white folks.
Yes, sir.
Now, was he doing that? I know, but there was probably actual characters with them names.
It was, from my understanding, white folks and Tar Baby and Swamp Man, all them was actual situations, but the people was different in the book. You know what I mean? Me myself, when I did my autobiography, when I did my book about myself, I'm always saying that word, I didn't change no name. But I didn't incriminate nobody doing my gangster life neither. You understand what I'm saying? I had some family members that was pissed off at me to this day because I told the truth. I went through a painful journey. My mom died. I'm 17 years old. They blame me for my mama's death. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was just wild and I was taking California back to the country. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of my family members didn't appreciate the way I described my adolescent years. But that's the only way I knew how to do it. And there was a healing. I healed a lot of wounds within me. That's what you're going to also find out. When you write the book of your life, you're going to open up a lot of wounds, but a lot of wounds going to get healed too. You're going to put closure on a lot of things in your life. You're going to be able to move on. You're going to be able to celebrate your struggle also. You're going to realize how strong you are. That's why it's so important to write the story of your life, because it's an appreciation for who you have become. Can't nobody take that from you. If I never have a grandchild, when my little nieces and nephews, I got nieces and nephews all over the United States, when they read this, they going to say, Uncle Robert, Uncle Fleetwood, man, that's my uncle. They going to know me. That's why a lot of people love me, because when they read this book, they know who I am, ins and outs, because I don't hold nothing back, because I ain't ashamed of who I is. So, back to your story, sir, like if you probably was messing with Al Capone or something, you look like, I'm just kidding. If you got any kind of thing like that that might incriminate somebody, or have somebody make a phone call, I would, change the name up a little bit, you feel me? You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna say this right here. My partner I was 19 years old. I was in the federal penitentiary. My friend was selling dope for Oliver North and Noah Raven. His name is Michael Harry O'Harris. He's in San Quentin right now. He gave Suge Knight $1.5 million to start Death Row Records. It was Harry O, Bo Bennett, Mario Billabona, and Freeway Ricky Ross. Them was the four who the government gave kilos to infiltrate the ghetto. Just so happened, my dumb self stole something off the Alameda Naval Base, got on probation, came to San Francisco after probation, got caught up in the TL. They sent me to the federal pen. And that's how I met them three dudes. They was looking for Freeway Ricky Ross. So I'm sitting in the TV room. On the TV comes the thing announced, the most notorious drug lords in the United States have been captured except for one. We're looking for Freeway Ricky Ross. I've been there 3 weeks. These dudes been treating me like a little brother. I've just got that personality. I ain't know who they was. I looked, one was right here and the other two was right here. I said, oh my goodness. You feel me? So when I talked about that, I told the truth because they had already been caught. You know what I'm saying? They had already been caught, so that was just part of my story. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing that I had to hide because you can Google it right now. So that's what I was trying to get to. It was a when it's public record, yeah, tell it. If it's public record, hell, tell it. You feel me? That's just part of your story, what God has brought into your life. That's what's called testimony. Yes, sir.
What search term do you